and we should be live. Gentlemen, when you are ready.
Maybe we should pass around the bottle and drink until it's gone. Bourbon's not my favorite, but it's all that we could get our hands on. We'll sit in your parents' basement, contemplating outer space. 'Cause we are gonna be such big stars. Maybe you should pick up your guitar and play the only couple chords you know until it's gone. Sing whatever comes to your mind, and I will strum my old banjo. Yeah, we can do whatever we want while we're sitting in a cloud of dust. Everybody thinks our strings are gonna rust. We're just wide-eyed, true-tried, good old American dreamers, smoking on our pipe dreams, picking out the seats till it's seamless. But no one believes us. Oh, no one believes. Maybe we should get a cup of coffee on Sunday afternoon. We can talk about the places that we all go our separate ways too soon. Yeah, 'cause we can do whatever we want while we're sitting in a cloud of smoke. 'Cause everybody thinks our songs are just jokes. We're just wide-eyed, true-tried, good old American dreamers, smoking on a pipe dreams, picking out the seats till it's seamless. Wide-eyed, true-tried, good old American dreamers, but no one believes us. Oh, no one believes us. Oh, no one believes. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Woo! Good job, you guys. That was rad.
Wow. That was incredible. Thank you guys so much for joining us. That was, of course, Dan and the Wildfire. If you just saw Western Time, you saw two of their songs featured prominently, including that one, which is American Dreamers, a song that really struck a chord in me because of, I mean, that's who we were when we were walking into this race of our dreams to actually finally be there, and it was an incredible experience. So I have to thank them. They will actually be sticking around till the end of the show to perform one more song, and I'm going to let you guess which one that is. But yeah, Dan and the Wildfire, that is Kyle on the drums, and also, no, Kyle's usually drumming, but he's singing here. Tom on the trumpet, Matt on the keyboard, Sam is unfortunately missing, but and that would be Dan, the frontman, on the guitar and vocals. My eternal thanks to you guys. You could, while you're waiting, danandthewildfire.com, DAT Wildfire on Facebook, and DAT Wildfire on Twitter. So thanks again, guys, for being here. That's super, super awesome.
Yeah.
And they will go on mute for a while we start the show. I am being told by Chris Vargo that the chat room is not visible, and my apologies for that. While I try to get that, let me just start the show off by saying we're trying something new here. Obviously, I've never done anything like this before, and you know, after screenings at such cool places at San Francisco Running Company, the Auburn Running Company, Seven Hills Running Company, Flagstaff. Yeah, it was. Hang on, let me just. All right, sorry, buddy. It really was just so much about drawing the public together and the community. And sorry, oops. Sorry, guys. First time working out the kinks. Okay. All right. Okay. So group chat will. I'll try to get back up at a later time. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to get the community together and just really have a gathering around an event. And it's really one of my favorite things about the sport. Like post-race, just shooting the shit with your friends and kind of reconnecting with people. That's really, I think, at the heart of what this great community of ours is all about. So thanks to you guys. And Sally, if you want to talk a little bit about your experience in the film, please.
Okay. Is there anything specific you want me to focus on, or?
Well, just, I don't know, do like a synopsis or wrap-up of your whole experience, what people just witnessed.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you so much, everyone, for your support, for taking the time to watch the film. You know, at the end of the day, it's really showing support for Billy Yang Films, and I know having a front row seat to see what he does, all the hard work that he put into doing this film, and just his passion. It's really something that he loves. That was such a privilege. So to see such great feedback and just people supporting him through this all, is just, as his friend, is really cool. So I know as a whole the film it primarily is about friendship and how we encourage one another, and just really the resilience of the human spirit. And so I am just really excited that this film has been used to connect other trail running communities. I know we've been able to do some film screenings, and just the way that we all have communicated through this. I've been able to meet some amazing runners as we've traveled around, and just the communication that I get on social media. I'm so grateful for all of you guys, and I love our community, and I love the inspiration that I have gleaned from all of you guys. So thank you. As far as the film goes, I don't even know where to begin. There's so many things that I could say about it. So I guess we can wait till the chat room goes up, or if Billy, if you want to maybe mention some of the frequently asked questions that we got when we did our live screenings, or else I could end up talking all night.
I would be remiss if I didn't introduce David Daly, who is also a buddy of ours, one of my best buds, and we run together a lot, and he obviously saw him. So Dave, welcome to the broadcast.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Dave was kind of a late addition, but he is someone that's kind of integral to Sally's story, not in just the States experience, but just getting there. So yeah, I mean, Dave, can you talk a little bit about your Western States experience in crewing and pacing Sally?
Oh, geez, it's something I constantly go back to. It was just an amazing experience, just the camaraderie, and then just the inspirational performance that Sally, put out there. Like I said, just everything about it, from flying up there, the road trip out to the start, just spending time with my buds, and just being a part of, Sally's amazing race. It was just truly inspirational. Just to come from where she was, and I think that we all looked at each other at one point, and we thought that was her race was done about halfway through Michigan Bluff, and I thought, when she was going to come into the next aid station at Forest Hill, I thought she was going to be saying that was it, but just to see the way that she turned it around, and again, it's just kind of a story of legends there, not to be hyperbolic or anything like that, but yeah. And I'm definitely new to all this, so I'm not the most comfortable in front of.
You're doing awesome, Dave.
But, it's something that it's a memory I'll cherish forever.
Yeah. Hang on, guys. I'm still trying to get the chat room up. Let me see. Let me just take a minute to thank a few people. First of all, there are a couple of people missing. Colin Cooley and Ethan Newberry, obviously. They were an integral part of the whole Western States crewing and pacing experience. I want to thank John Trent, who is the president of Western States, who kind of gave me kind of the free pass in the rain and the ability to travel around. And if you've ever crewed or driven Western States, I mean, it is a tough course. So trying to get certain aid stations on time, find parking, and get to that point so you can capture the event was a challenge in of itself. So definitely, I want to thank John for that, and I want to thank also Territory Run Company for coming on board to support this particular live broadcast. I'm wearing their hats. They gave me this awesome hoodie. Dave's wearing one of their T-shirts. It is a great kind of a lifestyle adventure running brand, and they do really great work. And I'm so stoked that they were able to come on and support this show. So thank you for that. Sally, do you have any shout-outs or people you want to mention?
Yeah. Well, obviously Nike for all their support and helping me. Just my journey and training has just been such a blessing. And I could probably list like a ton of people right now. But most specifically, I want to thank my husband, Eddie McRae, and my kids, Isaiah and Mackenzie. I love you guys. If you guys are watching right now, I miss you, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess while I try to get the chat room thing figured out, in lieu of that, if you guys want to use time on Twitter, and you can send me a message at LA Runner, LARUNR, or at Sally McRae, and I'll be able to see it that way. I did get a couple of emails through, let me see, first one from Tim Hendricks, who wrote into our email, aside from the story of Sally's mom, hearing her cheer Sally on during the 1K race as a child, one of the most beautiful moments of the film is when Dave is overcome with emotion, inspiration, and love, saying she's going to do it. Did Sally have any clue of the profound effect she had on Dave at the time of the race? It's a great question.
What was the last part? Did I have any clue?
Did you have any clue of the profound effect she had on Dave at the time of the race? That was his question.
Like the effect that it had on me?
Well, just how inspired he was by your performance. Did you have any idea?
Oh, no. I mean, I honestly, like the whole time that that whole section, when we left Forest Hill and we ran those 18 miles together, I cannot tell you what a, gosh, I go back to it so many times, what a blessing it was having Dave as my pacer at that time. And I think that was what was so key. Just in all of our months that we've all trained together, just as friends, as we've all gotten to know each other really well, and we all have different strengths and weaknesses, and all of our personalities are different. And so I specifically wanted Dave for that section, and I specifically wanted Colin for the last part for very specific reasons. So, when we left Forest Hill, I right away was just telling Dave, like, man, I'm so bummed that this is not the way that race is, the race isn't turning out the way that I want it to. And I was a little sad, and he was just super positive. And we had talked so much beforehand about my goals and dreams, and he was really encouraging and just said, hey, you know what? I'll go ahead and just focus on just running. Don't look at your watch. I'll lock you in. I know what pace, you know, I'm supposed to keep. And so we started doing that. We started descending a little bit, and we were running pretty well, and I got a little anxious after a few moments, and I was like, I need to look at my watch. And so I'm looking, and we're going way faster than we were supposed to go. And I was like, Dave, you told me that you were going to lock me in. And I think it was 10-minute pace, and we were going, I think, 7:45 at that time. And
yeah, 7 something.
yeah, and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, you're doing it. Like, why not? Like, I know you're hurting. I know the knee hurts, but this is Western States, and I know what you want to do here, and I believe in you. And he just continued in a very gentle way to just encourage me. And he had shared with me a week before, his mantra, what he likes to say, and it's just, why not you? And he kept on saying that to me, and I allowed it just to kind of just really sink in as I ran. And I thought, yeah, why not me? Like, I'm hurting and I can handle this. I can absorb this pain as much as possible. I'm still moving. Why not push? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? You know, I knew I could kind of handle that pain, and then just, if I could just wrap my mind around what was happening at that time, and just, come on, Sally, push, push. And that then also became our saying too, was push, push. And you know, Dave, every single mile of those 18 miles that he paced me, completely focused on me and just encouraging me. And he too is just like, thank you so much, Sally. Like, he was so grateful to be out there. Like, I'm on the trail with you, and the sun was setting, and it was beautiful, and we're running into other friends that we know. Jimmy Dean Freeman was out there with us, and he was just such a joy to run with. And so it just really enlivened my spirit, and it made me kind of rethink things too, just realizing like all that my crew had given, all of their time that they had given, and the attention that they were giving me so that I would do well, and the care, and it just, all of that was really encouraging. And so, you know, when we got into Green Gate, he was very just like, all right, you're in and you're out. Come on, you got to keep moving. So I had no idea, you know, leaving. Like, I was just like, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Like, you totally boosted my spirit, and we left. But when I didn't know until, gosh, I feel like it was maybe 3 weeks or so after Western States, and I was like begging Billy, please, can I just see like a little bit? Can I see like a little bit? And he showed me that part of Dave after I had left at Green Gate, where he broke down, and I just like bawled, crying. I mean, I think anytime you see someone that's close and dear to you break down like that, I mean, how can you not be moved? So yeah, I'll never forget that.
And what about when Colin picked you up? What was going on at that point?
Colin was great. He, you know, I had trained for my first 100-mile race with him, and I learned so much from Colin. He is just such a great big brother to me, so encouraging. And I think because Colin and I had probably trained the most together out of everyone on the crew, I knew that he would be able to kind of handle any type of extreme low points that I would be in at that point. I mean, you're at the end of 100, and so I would either be at a really low, crappy point, or I'd be hurting, or whatever it was. In training, we had encountered all those points together. And Colin, I mean, gosh, he is such an inspiring person. I know a lot of people don't know him, and he doesn't like being out in front, and so he might even be upset that I'm sharing this, but his life story is incredible, and the things that he has been through and the things that he has endured are just, he is tough as nails. And so I knew, having him at the end of my race, I knew he would be able to go to those dark places with me and encourage me and not put up with it. And so we talked about that. I said, if I get to a point where I'm like, I'm hurting, or this is too hard, or I just want to walk, don't let me do that. And he wouldn't. I mean, there are certain points, I think I had shared this on the Trail Runner Nation podcast, where Shaheen, I was in 9th place actually for a while. I had passed Shaheen and then a few other girls. It put me in 9th place, and I was so stoked. And I think it was at mile 93, she came up upon me. And right before she came upon me, I was telling Colin, I was like, Colin, everything hurts so bad. Can we just walk, please? Like, I just ran so hard with Dave, and like, you know, there's 7 miles left, and so we're chatting, and then all of a sudden I hear Shaheen say, "Good job, Sally." And I turn around, and she's like 7, 8 feet behind me, like right behind Colin. And in that moment, I told myself, all right, you have to choose. Are you going to just let her pass you, or are you going to run even though you have nothing left? And I turned back around, and this little fire kind of sparked up in me, and I just went, well, what I think is a sprinting down that trail, and Colin was right there with me. Yes, Sally, yes, push, push, come on, Sally, you can do it. And she and I kind of she chased me that whole time, and then right before we got to the last mile marker, that last aid station, right before you get to the track, she passed me, and on a climb, and it was, oh, my heart just broke. And he was just like, push. He's like, you got to dig deep. I don't care. I know it hurts, but you got to push. And I knew there was people chasing me, and I remember, you know, just talking about how, man, if somebody passes me with a mile left and I get 11th place, like, that will destroy me. I need to really muster up whatever it is I have left. And Colin was a very strong force behind that, just pushing and yelling, "Come on, Sally, come on!" It was awesome.
I have a question here from, let me see. It was Laura Bell. She wrote in, "I'm a mom of a 2-year-old, and I wonder if Sally could talk about her training and how she works it in to her family life and time with her kids." Laura from the Bay Area. I know you get this question quite a bit, Sally, just in general. How do you train for a 100-mile race while juggling a family life and 2 kids?
It's a great question, and I have so much compassion and understanding for other moms, just parents, dads too, that want to train. When I really take it week by week and day by day. I would no 2 weeks are the same, and it really is because my family means the most to me. And so, but also running, and it means a lot to me too. It's what I love about it, and so, and I want my kids to understand that too, and so I do make time for it. So every day, I'd say, then before I go to bed, I write out everything that needs to be done for the next day, and sometimes as mentally I go over it as I'm going to bed, but I then choose when I'm going to work out, when the best time is, and it is different every day. So sometimes it's 4 a.m., sometimes it's not till 9 o'clock at night, but I allow myself to also break up my workout. So sometimes if I can only get 4 miles in at one point and then 4 miles in at another time of day, I do that too. But I make sure that they're quality and that every workout serves a purpose. It's not just, oh, I just need to go get miles done. When my kids were that age, when they were 2, when they were little, my husband, especially when he was a pastor, traveled a ton. He would go to other countries for a couple weeks serving, and he was gone weeknights and on the weekends, and it was very hard to ever get out to do a long run. So I got a pass to a gym, and my kids loved the kids club there, and I trained for my first ultra when my son was 1.5, Mackenzie was 3. I trained about 85% on a treadmill, and I never got on the trails, and the other 15% was on the road, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. In fact, Billy, I'm going to bring this up, Billy always jokes with me because he's like, when I first met you, like, you were not tan at all, like, you were so white, and I would always say, I was like, yeah, because I never ever trained outside. I was always on a treadmill, but that was that season of my life. As the seasons went on, my kids then enjoyed the jogging stroller. Like, they didn't always enjoy the jogging stroller, so a lot of training was with the jogging stroller. And then as they went to school, now this is the first year that both of them are in school full time, and so I get up, get them ready. My husband's gone at 5 a.m., so there's no early morning running for me, unless I want to get up at 3:30, which I do that sometimes. But I love it so much that I find a way for it to work. And if a day happens that I'm not able to get out and train, it's okay. I try not to beat myself up, but I do my best to be disciplined to make it happen.
Sally, going back to the film specifically, I know you and I have gotten this question quite a bit at screenings. What exactly happened to your knee? When do you think it happened? How did you kind of push through that pain?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, leading up into Western States, I I did a lot of strength training. I'd say I probably put on a little bit of muscle weight because I was doing a little bit more of that. And so my body was really strong. I did have some other things going on. I had some super tight Achilles, and you know, I didn't run as much probably the 3 weeks before Western States because of that. Like, I didn't really have a lot of long runs. So you know, going into the race, I felt pretty good. I felt like my body was strong, but I did have a couple of kinks. So I'm not, still to this day, I'm not positive, you know, the exact thing that happened, but it was right before I went into, it was right after leaving Duncan Canyon. There's a long descent, and then there's a small river crossing right before you go up Devil's Thumb. So as I was descending, I remember Jimmy Dean was not far behind me, and there was this nice little rocky section, and I just remember making a bad step. And as soon as I stepped down, it was just this excruciating pain shooting down my leg. And so I don't know if I maybe sprained it, if I turned it wrong or what, but that's never happened to me before. For all the years I've been running on trails, I'm pretty efficient as a downhill runner. But I was in a lot of pain, and Jimmy said, "Sally, you're lucky that that's happening now, because you're going to cross a river and you'll be able to sit in there. It's freezing cold water." So I did. I got down to the river, and I sat for at least 5 minutes, hoping that if there was swelling there, to get that swelling down. And then I climbed out Devil's Thumb really strong. It felt fine. But as soon as I got to the top at the aid station and started to run the flats and any climbs, it hurt really, really bad. And so that's where, as I came into Michigan Bluff, that's when I realized, like, something's not right. Post Western States, I took about 3 weeks off from the trails, and I did physical therapy almost every day. I did some polar cryotherapy. It's those 280-degree negative freezing cold chambers to help with that. A lot of easy running, but the knee's fine now, thankfully.
I just have to, in lieu of a chat room, and again, guys, I'm really sorry. This is my first live broadcast, so I have. That was one of the things, or one of the little details I kind of neglected, so I apologize for that. In lieu of a chat room, however, I'm looking through some of the comments. Chris Fargo, our buddy, who was also featured in the film, wrote, "Sally, what was it like to have Dave Grohl on your crew?" I mean, the dude has played Wembley Stadium, and God, who was it just a few minutes later? Timothy Hendricks wrote, "Dave Grohl made me cry." Dave, have you ever gone that before?
This morning at Pete's with you.
Oh, it's Timothy Hendricks. He is a great guy. Hi, Tim. He's awesome. He's joking. Okay.
Sally, I think I do want to keep the show tight, and we have concert tickets to see Shaky Graves tonight. So I think I will, I don't know, let's just, Sally, do you have any last thing you wanted to add about your whole, I don't know, your whole experience that we just witnessed, which was just incredible, out of the park, just this whole resurgence of energy and speed that just kind of came out of nowhere, and some of your thoughts heading into 2015 Western States.
Yeah, I'll start with the last comment. It's been 6 months since the race, or almost 6 months, and so I feel like I've grown a lot as an athlete, and that race was kind of a turning point for me, just in so many ways. And I'm already looking forward to Western States 2015. I've gotten the very blessed privilege. I'm so excited to work with Ann Trayson. She started coaching me a couple weeks ago, and I have big goals for Western States next year, and I can't wait to get back with my crew there. I'm looking forward to the training. I love 100-mile training because it's a lot of time in the mountains. But I just want to say, aside from that, aside from the training, aside from Western States, what an amazing privilege it has been. Thank you, Billy, and just the crew, Josh Spector, Colin, Ethan. I love you guys so much, and I know that it is such a blessing to be able to have good friends. And I just you guys have taught me a lot, and I think by you Billy, using your film, your talents, what it is that you do, you have been able to also tell a story, and it just is neat how just our coming together, that collaboration, how we have been able to connect and just meet some amazing people. And I know I said it earlier, but I can't thank all of you enough. Those that have taken time to write me just really sweet messages, and taken time to email me, and I really appreciate it. It's encouraged me to no end, and it really is. I love people, and it's my greatest passion is to help inspire and encourage other people to live their life fully. And I feel like this film has given us that platform to connect in that way, and to connect other trail runners together. And so I just want to say thank you. I'm looking forward to the journey ahead.
Dave, any last words or thoughts?
No, I just thankful for this experience, and I'm so excited that the world gets to see your talents now, Billy, and gets to know Sally a little more intimately, and I can't wait to be out there again next year for F10.
Yeah. Yes. Minus the 0.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, well, this whole journey has been from the time Sally qualified to us talking about possibly documenting this and then putting this thing together, and the countless hours kind of spent behind the scenes between Sally and I, and putting this together for you guys. I think ultimately I decided to share this free to everyone with the world, because I think it's a powerful story, and I think it deserves to be seen by as many people as possible. And so in lieu of charging people, I'd rather share this experience with us, which was so inspirational for me personally, and hopefully for you guys as well. And Sally's she's a tremendous talent, but even more tremendous friend. So I can't thank her enough for her involvement, and just suffering through countless hours of editing and filming. Okay, so my thanks again to the whole Western States board and crew. I put in for the lottery next year, fingers crossed, but after experiencing it last year, I can't wait to experience it for myself for the first time. Hopefully it's next year, but if not, I'll keep putting in until I get in. My thanks to Megan Hicks and I Run Far just for their unfledgling support for this community, and it's really what this community is all about. It's supporting these. There's not a whole lot of money in the sport right now, but we're doing what we can with what we have, and I think as long as we keep rallying and lifting each other up, that the cream will rise, and we'll just get great work out of great people. So thank you to them. And Brian Powell, obviously a part of that. Again, to the entire crew and friends, to Colin, David, Ethan, Chris Fargo, sharing this experience with you guys was just rad, and can't wait to do it again. And to everybody in the chat room, I'm sorry, not chat room, everybody watching, thank you again for supporting this little film. It has been a passion project of mine. It's not, it was a tough thing to film, just from getting around from point to point, and my apologies for some of the shaky footage, but it's what we had to kind of make do with what we had, and I was a camera person and editor of one, so I had to just kind of find ways to get the shot. Yeah, and I second what everyone says about the Dave Grohl scene. That chokes me up time and time again. That was actually the first scene that I probably edited together, because once I knew I had it, of Dave breaking down and crying after being so overwhelmed with inspiration and emotion after pacing Sally, that I was like, I have to get that scene in the can. So okay, so we're going to have Dan and the Wildfire. Thanks again, fellas, for patiently waiting. Have them play us off with, of course, Western Time. I'm going to say a little bit about why that song was picked, other than maybe the obvious about the title. in finding a song that kind of captured the essence and the feeling around this, with the friendship, with the this journey that Sally was about to embark on. The first few lines of the song, and I may butcher this just a tad, but it's "Hold my hand while we walk through the promised land." Give me, like, as soon as I heard those lyrics, I was like, oh my God, like, this is it. This is what kind of encapsulates everything that this film is hopefully all about. And also, if you know about Sally, her favorite time is when during sunset. She calls herself Sun Chaser. It's really a lot of the meaning behind her handle, Yellow Runner. And so, this is a time that's really special for her, and the sun obviously sets in the west, and so there was a lot of meaning behind that. And so yeah, it's basically turned out to be the perfect song. I used it for the title, and again, please, to reinforce supporting the small arts, these guys are fantastic. I used their song California for one of my year-end videos, which was also perfect for that piece. And these guys are doing what they love, what they're passionate about. And I think that rings true for a lot of us. So Dan and the Wildfire.com, one more time, Facebook.com/DAT Wildfire, and DAT Wildfire is their Twitter handle. Find them on iTunes. Support these guys. Thank you again for taking the time to do this awesome live performance. And
thanks for having us, Billy.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys. So again, without further ado, and thank you to you that tuned in to watch. Without further ado, Dan and the Wildfire with Western Time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Hold my hand while we walk through the promised land. Give me the strength to believe in something so good, so delicate and sure. 'Cause I don't like what I see. Until it's all gone by now. Lay the bricks heavy and cold for every street that's paved with gold, so we can tread less carefully. We can all go to hell and smolder just like water should. Burn the holes in precious ground. baby, until it's all gone. Bye now. Bye now. Bye now.
Woo! I loved it. Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
Thanks,
Rock.
Thank you, everyone.